Want to see a Gen 3 Pokemon challenge but with a twist? Then you're in luck. I'm James, the game player. The Pokemon Zangoose. The rules are on screen. The objective is to become the league's Pokemon champion. Also, my wife really wanted to do the voiceover, so she's in it as well, I guess. Roll the footage. Enjoy the game!
Hi everyone, I'm Naomi. I'm trying something new here with my husband James. Hopefully you guys like it. If not, let us know and we'll go back to how he was doing it before. First time doing this, so be gentle with me please. So we start off by using the universal Pokemon randomizer to switch our toolkit for Zangoose so we can do the entire run with it. We both think this is possible because he is an absolute beast and is so underused. We would like to show how good he actually can be. Oh yeah, we called him Lee PS after a current subscriber. We love to get our audience involved. Makes us feel better connected, like a virtual online family. Thanks SBJ crew, you guys are awesome. So our first rival encounter on Route 103 is an absolute no contest. We wipe the floor with May's Mudkip, a few scratch attacks after using Hia. Makes this an easy win. May, watch out, it only gets worse from here. We do a little bit of travel and hit up the Petalburg City Gym. Our dad is the leader after all. He introduces us to Wally, another one of our rivals throughout the game. He doesn't have his first Pokemon yet, so this is the catching tutorial. All games have these in one shape or form. But it's meant to help us have an emotional attachment to Wally, like we are secretly cheering him on to do well in his journey. It also shows you the rare encounter of the route, which is Ralts. He turns into a great Pokemon when used and trained the right way, but it's Wally we are talking about here, so it isn't going to go well. Or is it?
Wally, Wally, yeah.
We then travel through the nearby woods and bump into Devon Researcher. He loves Shroomish of all things. Maybe you should have researched the real world because there's plenty of baddies watching to ambush you. See, what did I tell you? Send in the baddies. This is our first taste of Team Magma, and of course we have to save this complete clown that comes into a forest with all your legal papers by yourself without any Pokemon, because that's doing your research, right? Zangoose cuts through Puccina with a couple of scratch attacks, but I have a feeling they will get a bit more powerful later on in the game. We haven't seen the last of these guys. Let's spice things up a little bit. We are approaching our first step on the Pokemon League Challenge Roxanne. She is the leader of the Rustboro City Gym and specializes in rock-type Pokemon. Her team consists of a Geodude and Nosepass, so I think we are nowhere near strong enough to take one with a level 9 normal type, even one as good as Zangoose. Our moves aren't effective at all, but let's try it for your amusement. Let's see how horrible it is. We try and take on the first trainer in the gym, and his Geodude rips us apart slowly but efficiently with a tackle. Our scratches do almost nothing and it's all over. We aren't even close to doing this yet, so we need to grind some levels. But before we do that, just out of habit, my husband resets the game. Why is this such a big deal, you may ask? Get it, me. Yes, the last time we saved us just before the rival fight on Route 103, so we have to do this all over again. While we do that, why don't you leave a like on this video? Let's see how many of those you think my husband is a complete idiot. Maybe number 1. Right now, since we are back where we were before we went into the gym, let's head further up and get to Route 116 because we need to grind some levels. We keep going until we hit level 13 and learn Furry Cutter. We are in the fast leveling category, so this doesn't take us long. We head back to Roxanne's gym and try the first trainer again. He sends out Geodude, and of course we use Zangoose. We open the fight with Sword Stance, raising our attack, and Geodude comes back with a critical hit tackle, but it doesn't do much. We hit Furry Cutter, and Geodude comes back with a tackle, but Furry Cutter gets stronger with more times it hits. So we go for it again and drop Geodude down to yellow health. I'm pretty sure if we used 3 Sword Dance and hit Quick Attack, we could have swept everything, but instead one more Furry Cutter takes Geodude out. The next Geodude is out, and we got for Sword Stance and get hit by Tackle again. We both go for Furry Cutter and Tackle, and both of them miss. What are the odds on that? We go backwards and forwards, rinse and repeat, until the third Furry Cutter takes the second Geodude down. Guess what? Next, another Geodude. Couldn't Game Freak give this guy different Pokemon just to spice it up? But luckily for us, we go for Furry Cutter and it's a one-shot. So now we know we can take out the trainers in here. Let's skip ahead to Roxanne again and see how we stack up. Roxanne starts with Geodude and we send out Zangoose. We start with Sword Stance and Geodude uses Rock Tomb, so this doesn't do much, but the Aftermath drops our speed. This is the first taste of Zangoose's Achilles heel. He's really good at all out attacking, but is susceptible to status affliction moves. This becomes a nuisance later on in the run, trust us. We come back at level 15 and we still don't stand a chance. Geodude is too tanky for our normal moves, and such is the moment. So we will go into one until we get to level 17. Let's hope we can do this soon, but we might have to get to level 25 and then Pursuit. Hopefully not, we will see. We will open Swords Dance and Geodude swings and misses with Rock Tomb. We go for Furry Cutter and it does almost nothing. His second Rock Tomb hits for little damage but drops our speed. We hit again, chipping away, and then Rock Throw drops us to near half life. And next hit drops Geodude to red health, but her next Rock Tomb puts us in one hit range for Nose Pass. So as you can see, we really thought this was all over here. The next move made this more dire when Roxanne uses her potion. As you know, we can't use items in battle, so we don't have that luxury, but our next Furry Cutter drops Geodude, so maybe, just maybe, we have a chance at this. Next up is Nose Pass, and this should be a mismatch, and of course with all the speed drops we don't go first. This means Nose Pass can get a harden in. This is off to a rocky start. But our Furry Cutter straight after our drops her to red health was so close to being a one-shot. Roxanne comes back with a potion for obvious reasons, but our next attack takes Nose Pass out. With that, Roxanne's defeated and we take our first step on the Pokemon League ladder, winning a Stone Badge. Now with that out of the way, we can continue on with the story, and we don't get far before we bump into our Devon researcher again, and this time we weren't around to help, so the goods get stolen by Team Magma, if you know what we mean. We chase after him with immediate effect and catch up in Rust Turf Tunnel. You can tell that this grunt is an idiot as well because he ran straight into a dead end. He is having a smashing time. Get it? Rock smash. You good with the dad jokes there, husband? Rubbish jokes aside, we out-muscle Poochyena again, and we use our strength to push boulders, the grunt aside, and in a flash he runs away, leaving the goods behind. Yeah, he's running really strong with the dad jokes. Anyways, we meet up with the president and he gives us a task to drop off a very important letter for Stephen Stone. He's in Jufad, so let's head over there as soon as possible. Our second gym is also there. We see Stephen in Granite Cave and jump straight over to Broly's gym. We don't think this is going to be much of a problem. We have already grown to a pretty high level for this early in the game. Broly sends out Machop, and of course we send out Zangoose. We open the battle with Slash, taking him down to red health. Machop then uses Bulk Up, which doesn't worry us at all. Broly then uses a Super Potion, but we get the speed advantage, hitting to Slash's and a low drop in Machop. Makuhita is now our to avenge his fallen ally. We use Slash, dropping him to red health, and Makuhito uses Bulk Up, exactly the same opening moves as Machop. Weird, right? Using the same moves wanting a different outcome is the definition of insanity. Again, Broly uses a Super Potion. Again, exact same moves. We get the speed advantage once again, and we take him down in another 2 slashes. With that, we take another step on the Pokemon League ladder and take our prize, the Knuckle Badge. We set sail to Slay's Port and drop off the Devon goods with Captain Stern, and of course we get ambushed by Team Magma again. He sends out his only Pokemon, Numel. Maybe he's doing a solo Pokemon challenge too. Luckily for us, we mop the floor with this guy and one hit with Slash. So his mate decides to join in on the fun and sends out Zubat first. My husband is so dumb sometimes and he uses Furry Cutter against a Zubat. So of course it only does 1 damage by the looks of it. So give Zubat a chance to use Leech Life, but that move sucks against a Zangoose. So we get our Arc together and use our Slash. Next turn, drop in Zubat. We then get another Numel to slash down, and of course that's what we do and win easily. Maxie shows up at the end, throwing his weight around like he's scary and we shouldn't mess with him. But of course we will bump heads again later on in the run. We skip ahead to a trainer on Route 110 under Cycling Road. Normally we wouldn't bring this up, but we lose here. Remember the status affliction moves we talked about earlier? This comes into effect here. Poochyena isn't an issue, and we one hit him, but the next Pokemon we have to go against is Aaron. We'll have problem against these, including the evolutions of these Leon and Agron. Especially Agron, he's a beast. Anyway, we use Slash first, which is a mistake. We crisp, but it still doesn't take tons of health off. We get hit with Mud Slap, and this doesn't hit for a lot of damage. But it lowers our accuracy, and as you know, we are weak against status affliction. Because of this, our attacks start missing way more often, letting Aaron choose Mud Slap. This trainer's now got us where he wants us, a mixture of using Headbutt and Metal Claw chips away to slowly, but effectively. When he uses Harden, we are doomed, because when we can hit, which is a few and far between, we won't be doing loads of damage. A Metal Claw right at the end, critical hits and wipes us out. We come back to him once again, now knowing what we know now looking back on this, because we write our scripts at the end of the challenge. We should have used Swords Dance 3 times on Puccina before going into Aaron. So Aaron back out, we use Swords and Dance and he counters with Metal Claw. We hit Slash nearly half in his life and he comes back with Headbutt. Our next Slash drops Aaron to red health as he goes for Harden to raise his defense a little bit. But our next Slash takes him down, which then clears the field for Electrite. But our first Slash takes him out. Yay! We won against this random trainer! Go us! If you feel like you're invested enough in our video, why don't you hit the like button and tell us what's happening in your game and life at the moment, and we would love to see the stuff in the comments below. Especially any games or challenges you guys might like us to see you attempt. We bump into our rival once again, the YouTube algorithm. May. Sorry, May. She opens the bell with Shroomish, and of course we send out Zangoose and go for Slash. This was almost a one shot. May there goes for Stun Spore, so this could be bad. We might get paralysed when trying to make a move, but luckily for us it misses. This might have just saved the fight for us. Our next Slash takes Shroomish out and empties the field for Nummel. We one hit with Slash like we normally do against these, and that leaves Marshtomp to go. 2 Slashes take him out. We do take a hit from Mudshot, but that wasn't an issue. That's our rival beat again, so we can move on to Morville City to take on Watson. But once we get there, there's a familiar face waiting outside, humming an arm with himself to see if he's ready for the league's gym challenges or not. Of course it's Wally. To see if he is, we start battling each other obviously. He sends out Ralts and we score for Slash 1, hitting him. Yeah, I don't think he's ready. With that now over, he steps aside to become stronger and we go and take on Watson. Magnemite is out first and we go for Swords Dance and we get countered by Thunder Wave. This is a rocky start. We get outspared with Thunder Shock, but our Slash actually hits, dropping Magnemite down to red health. Maybe we have a chance here. Of course Watson uses a Super Potion and our Slash repeats what it did earlier. He misses us with Supersonic and our next Slash takes him out. But it's all downhill from here because Voltorb uses Self-Destruct, dropping us to 2 health, taking himself out in the process. But remember, Watson has another Pokemon left. Speaking of which, Magneton finishes off with Shockwave. So we weren't ready for this as well, Wally, so don't feel bad about it. We try this another 5 times, we either fail straight away or Magnemite or make it all the way to Magneton and lose anyway. Let's get a little stronger and come back. Okay, level 25, we try this another 12 times and get beat every time. By this time my husband has had several cups of tea and chilled out for a bit watching Shapesty on YouTube. If you love vloggy type stuff with a beautiful husky, go give him a watch. He loves watching this type of stuff, so it's very wholesome and relaxing. He sinks his multiple cups of tea and comes back for one more showdown with Watson. Magnemite is out and we go for Swords Dance. He counters us with Thunder Wave, pretty standard at this point, and get outsped with Thunder Shock again for very little damage. And next Slash hits, dropping Magnemite to red health. He then heals with a Super Potion, then Slash hits for the knockout. This is good because we're going into Voltorb with a fair bit of health left. He uses Sonic Boom this time instead of Self-Destruct. I'm pretty sure if he goes for Self-Destruct we will lose here. Remember, we are paralyzed here, so I was surprised to see out next Slash for the knockout. This still could go either way, it all depends on what Magneton does next. He goes for Sonic Boom and misses, so maybe we have a chance. If he used anything else, we will probably be a goner. We go for Slash, and it only does half health. This could be bad. Luckily, he tries Sonic Boom again, which we survive from giving us the chance to hit again, giving us the much needed win. With that, we are one step higher on the league challenge, winning a well-deserved Dynamo badge. Let's skip ahead to Route 113, and why you may ask, this is James's favourite route music in the entire Pokemon franchise. Why don't we let him give his take on it?
Hi all, I want this music to play for a little bit and talk to you guys because I feel like this should be said. You guys make this possible and you're a massive part in making this channel what it is. I love making content for you guys and it's a big motivation. No matter how long these videos take to make, you guys are so worth it. I'm having more fun each time I start a new Pokemon challenge. These videos have become an obsession to do, but in a really good way. I can't wait to upload this. It's a weeks and weeks and weeks worth of work, and I'm super excited to share this all with you. If you've managed to get this far, why don't you hit that subscribe button? These videos won't stop even if they only get a single view. I love doing this and one day I'd love to do this full time. Let's get back to the video and let my beautiful wife Naomi get to the video's conclusion. Thanks again, I really appreciate it.
You join back at Mount Chimney for a showdown with Maxi, the head of Team Magma. He starts off with Mighty Ina and he immediately lowers our attack. We counter this by using a sword stance. We get hit with Bite and this crits us down to dangerous levels. This was getting a little rough as Slash also crits and takes down Mighty Ina. Our next challenge is Golbat and we don't see it to be much of an issue, and of course Slash is a one shot. Camarupte is out, and if there's any Pokemon that could take us down, it is this one, but we shouldn't have worried as Slash is a critical hit, taking him out. This couldn't have went any better. An easy first try, we normally struggle here. Our next challenge is a rough one. Let's get to the gym in Loveridge Town and we take on Flannery. We fail this 5 times in a row, and it's only then that my husband found out how many times you can hit sword stance before it doesn't work anymore. Now with that very important knowledge, he should have tried way earlier in the run. Let's get back to Flannery with our new strategy. Let's try attacking in her team now, fully powered up, and see if we stand a chance now. Slugma uses various moves in between this, and then we get hit with a Smog at the end. This could be the end of us because it has a chance to poison you, but it doesn't on this time, so we dodge a bullet. We hit Slash and it also one-shots. This could be the breakthrough we need for this fight. The next Slugma is a one-shot. This is looking good, except the footage. I don't know what is happening in OBS here. Got to love technology. Torkoal is next and is a one-shot with Crush Claw. With that we take another step in the League Challenge and take the Heat Badge from Flannery. Let's go to the desert and find ourselves a fossil. Why don't you place your bets on which one it's going to be? This is where James messes up again, and we'll let him tell you how he did that.
Now, my muscle memory takes over here because I thought I was playing Pokemon Emerald. It's my favourite Pokemon game in the whole series of Pokemon games, but I thought Mirage Tower would appear eventually. So I go backwards and forwards hoping this would happen. After a good 20 minutes I decided to look into it, and then it hits me in the face that I've been doing this wrong this entire time. I've just got to go to the top right corner and just pick one. I'm dumb, let's let Naomi take over again.
So we end up picking the Claw fossil here. If you got it correct, please let us know down below. Now let's have a mini boss rush right now just to get this journey moving again. Let's go see our dad Norman in Petalburg City. Here's a badge that we need after all. But before that we end up in the room with a Zangoose trainer. Ours is better, don't you agree? Norman starts off with a Slacken, and remember he does have moves like Yawn that will mess us up. We go for Sword Stand first and Slaken, it hits Yawn. This will put us to sleep eventually. We hit Slash for a decent chunk of damage, but doesn't counter with anything because he's just loafing around. This doesn't really matter because we fall asleep straight afterwards. Slacken hits us with a Facade for more than half the damage. Just isn't good. We don't wake up and Slacken loaf the rounds again. This might give us a little bit of hope, but we can't defend ourselves and get taken out with another Facade. We are pretty sure we can win with some better luck. Having Taunt might have really helped in this fight with some luck, but that is learned at level 37. On the next attempt we managed to chip away at the first Slacken. Even though we fall asleep during this, we get lucky with Slacken not attacking, that we wake up eventually and take him out. The second Slacken is now out, but this one is a higher level. He tries for Focus Punch, which requires 2 moves before it hits, but our first Slash hits for a critical hit, which makes Slacken lose focus or doesn't move. This absolutely saves us here because we can hit the second Slash, taking him out. This is going really well this time. Last out is Big Ruff. We hit Slash, hang on from Facade, and our next Slash ends it winning the Balance Badge, and we take one more step higher in the League Challenge. We clear Team Magma out of the Weather Institute and we steamroll our rival May on the way to Fortray City. So let's skip ahead to Winona, the Fortray gym leader. She sends out Swallow first and uses double team straight out of the gates, increasing evasion. We use Sword Stance to gain more attack, which lets Swallow use double team again. This isn't good. Slash of course misses again and another double team is used. We then miss again and get hit with Aerial Ace. This doesn't do a lot and we eventually hit a Slash, which is critical for one shot. Now we can progress to Pelipper, which goes through the same fate as Swallow. We now have to face Skarmory, which is a beast. We go for Slash, which does take a decent chunk of damage off, but she counters with Sand Attack, dropping our accuracy. Our Slash does still hit, but it's not a 2-shot. So once we get a chance to attack for the winning blow, she heals up with a Hyper Potion. Our next few attacks miss, and we go for a Slash once again, but Skarmory survives. Another 2 hits from Skarmory eventually drops us. We need to come up with a new strategy. This is possible, we are sure of it. On the next attempt we can finally hit Slash once we hit Swallow. This is a good start because we haven't lost much health. We managed to get all 3 Swords Dance in against Pelipper and dodged a bullet in the meantime with Supersonic missing. This was crucial for the strategy to work. We dropped to low health during this time, but we hit Slash, dropping Pelipper. Critical wasn't really necessary there. Skarmory's now a one-hit with Slash, nice, and Alt Area, you guessed it, is a one-shot with Slash. This is the version of how powerful Zangoose can be when everything goes in his favour. We will use taunts later in the run with this combo, it becomes very necessary, trust us. With that we earned the Feather Badge from Winona and we are one step higher on the League Challenge. As we leave Fortray, we bump into Cool Trainer Jennifer. She has a Milotic that we aren't really prepared for. She has Water Pulse. This has a strong chance of confusing you, and of course that's exactly what happens. We hit ourselves in confusion and Water Pulse finishes Zangoose off. Let's skip over this and get to Mount Pyre. As we climb the egg, we get into Lavridge Town, starts to hatch. Why don't you place your bets what we get this time? It's Nurse Joy saying to follow me on Twitter, link in the video description. Now with that shameless plug over, we clear Team Magma from Mount Pyre and we take up the chase as we flee towards Slateport. But before we do that, let's have a look at the team so far. They are all current subscribers, all people have then sent comments. We love doing this in our videos and we will continue to do this always. Once we get to Slateport, we head towards the submarine pen. And of course Team Magma interrupt everyone. As we chase after them, they steal the Sub-Explorer. Let's put our energy into getting this back. We make it to Lily Cove City and is squashed, so it's pointless recapping this whole battle as we are just too powerful right now. So we have a question for everyone. You're stuck on a desert island and you know there is a CRT TV waiting for you when you get there. What games console are you bringing? You'll have access to any game you want for the system too. Love to see your answers in the comments. James will answer this at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Let's head over to Moss Deep and take on Tate and Liza, Gym 7 of the game. We could do with another badge. We did clear that Magma hideout before doing this and watch the submarine escape once more, but this footage hasn't recorded properly and is unusable, so we didn't include it. A lot of stuff for nothing. Once we get to Tate and Liza, we get completely smashed 7 times in a row before James realises that our moveset needs changing slightly. This isn't even close at the moment. So let's grab a new TM, and the first one we teach Zangoose out of Level Up. We go to Mount Pyre again and we climb up all the stairs on the inside of the building until we reach the TM for Shadow Ball. This is a ghost move with 80 power. This should completely save this awful gym battle for us. Once we get back to the Moss Deep City gym, we go in and one-shot the entire team. This was very much needed and we are very happy that this one is over. This fight is also a tricky one when you're doing a solo Pokemon challenge. There have been many times where I've had to grind a full team just to stand a chance in previous ones before we started YouTube. The numbers game can really take you out if you're not careful. We use dive and eventually come across an underground entrance which houses the submarine we are looking for. Let's skip ahead to the maxi fight. Mighty Yena is out first and we go for Swords Dance first to get our attack back. He counters with Scary Face, which drops our speed advantage. He then hits Swagger, which increases our attack but confuses us. This could spell trouble due to how bad we can be affected by Status Affliction. We manage to get another Swords Dance in, which will give us the advantage if we can attack. Our Slash actually hits to the surprise of everyone. This is a one-shot, of course. Crobat is next, and under normal circumstances we would be fine, but we are still confused and you guessed it, we hit ourselves and go down. This is sure possible, but we need some luck to go on our way. We try again, and this time we actually get to Kamrupti somehow, but we are on 1 health, so this isn't looking good. Of course, Kamrup hits us with Takedown after coming agonizingly close to one-shot with Shadow Ball. We were so close here. Let's skip ahead to the winning one. We use Taunt at the start, which will block use of a Status Affliction move, so Swagger doesn't work. We then go for Swords Dance, raising our attack levels in preparation for Kamrut later in the fight. Mighty Yena uses Takedown, which doesn't do a lot of damage. We then hit a Slash, which is a good one-shot so far. Crobat also falls to 1 Slash, which then leaves Kamrut. We go for Slash once more, outspeeding Kamrut, taking him down and winning the fight. Now with that all over, Maxie still uses the blue orb to raise Groudon from his slumber. This isn't the best of moves on Maxie's part, who likes getting rudely awakened anyway. Groudon flees and causes a major heat wave over Hoenn. We then all escape, and now comes to saving the region part of the game. So yeah, leave it to a kid because the adults in this game are useless. We rush to Sutopolis in preparation for our showdown with the mighty legendary Groudon. It's at this point that James had a really dumb idea which slowed down the run for absolutely no reason. I'll let him explain.
I get to Granite Cave and I save just before going into Groudon, and the reason for this is because I really wanted to shiny hunt him for you guys. I tried this for 18 hours just soft resetting over and over and over again, but in the end I failed. This put me behind in the run and I really want to do more shiny hunts in the future, but I think I'll leave it for when I have more time to do it. I haven't done anything on YouTube for a few weeks now and that makes me really sad. I love uploading these big videos for you guys. I'm just going to concentrate on getting these Pokemon challenges out just for now. We love this and I'm having loads of fun to do with YouTube.
I did tell him he was an idiot for doing that, don't worry. Anyways, we use a Master Ball on Groudon, saving the region, and this helps us move on to the next part of the game. We name him J Sensations after Josh Book 4780, Sensations, and Joshua White 056. These gave us wonderful feedback during the time of this run, and we really want their names to be glorified on a shiny gold Groudon. We couldn't make it in time, so a normal one it is, thanks to everyone that interacts in our videos. I know firsthand how much he wants this to kick off. James really talks about it all these days, more so than normal, and we adore the little community he is slowly building together. I'm really excited to narrate this video and hopefully we can do more. Thanks again. Let's get back to Wallace and grab the final gym badge. Our first attempt fails miserably. We get all the way to Militok and get taken out. No biggie, let's keep trying. Our very next attempt we get confused, which makes us hit ourselves and fail to Love Disc. This is a bit harder than we thought. Let's change the strategy slightly and try again. Third time's the charm. Wallace sends our Love Disc first, and with it being a female Pokemon and Zangoose being a male, we are susceptible to moves like Attract. Luckily we kept Taunt, so let's incorporate that into this fight. We start off with Taunt, which works amazingly straight out of the gate as Love Disc tries Sweet Kiss. We then go for Swords Dance, raising our attack stats. Water Pulse hits us for a little damage and not confusing us. Nice, that would be the lifeline we need for this one. We tried for Taunt one more time, which blocks Attract from working. We then get our second Swords Dance. We only need to do this one more time and this should be winnable. Again, Water Pulse hits and doesn't confuse. The amount of luck we are receiving here is brilliant. We go on Taunt again just to be safe, which blocks Attract. This has now set us up for our third and final Swords Dance. Water Pulse hits, but this time it confuses us. We knew this was too good to be true. Fingers crossed this doesn't affect us too badly. We actually hit Slash, which is overpowered as heck right now, so it one-shots Love Disc. Our next challenge is Whiscash, but again we fight through the confusion one-shotting with Slash. This is seriously a rare occurrence. We have hit ourselves so many times in this run, maybe the game is feeling sorry for us. You never know. CeeLo is next, and we snap out of a confusion. That is so important to winning this. Slash hits for one shot. This combo is good when you can get it to work. Seekin doesn't stand a chance and faints with one shot also, which then leaves Militok to deal with, and we have our own issues with these in the past, but our overpowered Slash is too much and takes him out. With that, we have our final gym badge for the game, the Rain badge. We can now take on the Elite Four and go after the champion. Let's prepare for the Elite Four and grab various bits and pieces we need beforehand. Preparation is the case of success after all. We fly all the way to Lily Cove City and hit up the department store. We get Fire Blast, Thunder, Blizzard, and we go around collecting ethers and elixirs. We enter Victory Road for the final stretch of the run and get cracking. We bump into some rocks that we need to smash, but we need to teach it to someone again. That's fine, as we have Groudon in our party. Here's the legendary encounter and is on the cover art, but all he's good for in our run is to use Rock Smash. Poor Groudon. James did think this was quite funny at the time. We eventually come across a trainer with a Leon, and you guessed it, we failed miserably to it. Lucky for us it's not mandatory, so we can skip it. Boring. We even get beat by a level 44 Katroon as well. This doesn't fill us with confidence for the Pokemon League's finest trainers. We get all the way to the end before we can exit Wally ambushes and challenges us to a battle. Wally opens up with an Elytra and Slash hits for massive damage. Wally then uses a super potion to heal after Safeguard, of course, which is a weird one too. Super potions don't heal you by a lot when you're at this level, so they are pretty useless. Our next Slash takes him out. We then have to take on a Delcatty, which doesn't go well for Wally because we are hit with Slash. Magneton is next, and Shadow Ball does little damage. He counters with Screech, dropping our defense a bit. We chip away a little more with Slash, and to our delight, Supersonic misses. The next slash takes Magneton down. This is going well. Rosella is next, and of course we one-shot, which then leaves Gardevo. We hit slash for massive damage, nearly one hitting him, that was so close. While he uses one more super potion, which hasn't got us worried, he's on the ropes now. Our last slash finally finishes it, and we can then escape Victory Road. Let's take on the Elite Four and see how we stack up against them. First up is Dark Trainer Sydney. Mightyena is out first, lowers our attack out of the gate. We use Sword Stance first to gain it back. He hits back with Sand Attack, this could be bad. Luckily our next slash hits for a one-shot. Katsune is out next, and again slash hits for a one-shot. Sharpedo is a one-shot with slash, this is going great. Absol is next, and we thought this would be more of a challenge, but this is also a one-slot 2 Shiftry is out last and outspeeds us with Fake Out. This also causes us to flinch, not the best of starts, but we are not worried. And next slash that hits takes him down, and that's the first Elite Four member down. 3 more to go. Next up is Ghost Trainer Phoebe. We failed this 6 times in a row. Dusclops has a combo of Confusory and Future Sight. This makes it incredibly hard to make an offensive play against her team. We take ourselves out the majority of the time due to be confused and hitting ourselves. But on attempt 7 we finally managed to get it done. She opens the battle with her first Dusclops, and here is where our new strategy comes into play. We start the battle with Taunts. This blocks the use of Curse, another move that can end us here. Then we use Sword Stance to boost our attack. Start Switch lets her set up a Future Sight against us. This won't hit for massive damage, so this shouldn't be a problem. Shadow Ball criticals for a one-shot soon. Burnett goes down to a Shadow Ball as well. This is going way better this time. Once Sableye comes out for the Future Sight from earlier, raises its ugly head and hits us for little damage. Soon after, Sableye falls to Shadow Ball, and so does the second Bayonet. We are going into the last Dusclops with decent health. This is great, but luckily for us, one Shadow Ball is all it takes. This can be a scary one due to the fact that she has Earthquake. That's the second one down, 2 to go. Next up is the Ice type trainer Glacier. On the first attempt we battle all the way to Hoenn and get taken out by Blizzard. This isn't a problem, we just need to use our moves a bit better and get a little bit of luck. On the second attempt we get just that. Gali is out first, and we go for Sword Stance first. She then counters with Heal, which doesn't scare us. We then hit the second Sword Stance, so the combo is nearly complete, which lets Gali set up a light screen. Our final Sword Stance is successful, so we can now go on the offensive. He takes heavy damage from Ice Beam, but the Rising is on the board for Glacier. Our next slash takes out Gali. CeeLo is a one-shot with slash. CeeLo again is a one-shot with slash. Gali is a one-shot with slash, and Walrein is, you guessed it, a one-shot with slash. That's 3 down and leaves 1 more to go, which is the Dragon Trainer Drake. Before we move in, we learn the move Blizzard and heal up, and as you can see, we hardly hit a single move. Blizzard is a powerful move, but it misses all the time, so let's just let his team get far too many hits, and Flygon eventually takes us out. We save before making these changes, so our own moves are back. We might get a run where Blizzard hits more, but we aren't the best with moves that aren't normal, so let's just try again without it. Second attempt goes way better. Shelgon is out first, we go for Sword Stance. We then get hit by Dragon Claw in the process, which does more damage than we were expecting. We then go for Slash, but Shelgo, it protects itself from our attack. Our next slash hits for a one-shot. Altaria is out next, and slash is a one-shot also. We are taking dragons out with a slash. How crazy is that? Imagine if it was that easy of a Game of Thrones, would have been way different, wouldn't it? Not a happy ending for me, but there you go. Flygon goes down to slash. Flygon again goes down to slash. Salmons can be more dangerous, so we roll the dice and use Sword Dance again. Let's hope we can hold on to whatever attack comes next. Luckily for us, he uses a weak crunch. Drake, what were you thinking? If you used I don't like anything else, we would have been gunners. This then sets us up for our final slash, beating everything up to the Elite Four whilst using no items in battle. If Zangoose is not on your Gen 3 team after this, nothing can convince you. This just leaves one more battle. Can we defeat Steven Stone and become the Pokemon League champion of Hoenn? We try this 12 times with various move selections, new TMs and the like, and we either get taken out by Skarmory because Thunder is unreliable, or we go down to Aggron. We haven't even got to the pseudo legendary Metagross yet. Let's grab a Shell Bell from Shoal Cave. This will give us a bit of health back. Every time we attack, this might be the edge that we need to get this done. Don't want to grind no more levels. This takes another 4 attempts, but all the stars align and we get this run. Skarmory is out first, so we use Sword Stance. We then get hit by Steel Wing, not doing tons of damage. Our second Sword Stance works, so we only need 1 more for our combo to work. Then Steven in his infinite wisdom uses Spikes against a solo Pokemon team. We will only take damage if we switch out, which we can't. Our last Sword Stance takes effect and we can now go on the attack, but before we take another Steel Wing. This all things considered, couldn't be better for our returns, are as powerful as we can make them, and we usually get the speed advantage. We hit return on Skarmory, but it's still not a one shot. This is worrying. This lets Steel Wing hit us again, but our Shell Bell is saving us here. Our next return drops Skarmory, and now our Maldor is out. He's a one shot with return, so we get a bit more health back. Claydol goes exactly the same way. Our health is back in the green, which is nice. But the scary Aggron is back out. This messes us up many times in previous attempts. We hit return, but it only takes out a third of health. This is really bad. Earthquake then hits, and we thought it was all over, but we survive, thank God. Our next return critical hits and takes Aggron down. This is so lucky, and we really needed that. Cradily goes down to a single return, and we get a little bit more health back. Now this is scary, and we really need the pendulum to swing in our favour. We're not out of the woods yet. We go for a return and cross our fingers. We are definitely within damage range to Meteor Mash, so this is going to be a one shot or it's all over. We get a very lucky critical hit, which one shots Metagross down from full health. Beating Steven Storm for the final battle of the game. But this is what we have worked on for nearly a month. This wins the run for us and puts Lee Pierce, our Zangoose, into the Hall of Fame. We become the league champion and go down in history of the Hoenn region of winning with a single Pokemon. Anyway guys, we hope you really enjoyed that run, and thank you for giving our very small channel a chance. Please tell us below if you liked my narration in this heroic story. I really enjoyed it. We love doing this, and we want to dedicate a bit more of our time to making these better and better, creating the lovely little community that we are building, and go full time with it. We have loads of video ideas and aren't stopping here. If you want to watch more of the Generation 3, why don't you click on this video on screen? It's James's first ever Pokemon challenge in Emerald with only a Cyndaquil. This kicked off the whole channel back in February and has sparked us to keep making videos. They are so much fun. We are working on more Pokemon runs, but I'll keep that a secret for now. Hit that subscribe button on screen and ring that bell, so you know what these challenges will be. Thanks so much for watching, and we both hope you're having a wonderful day. See you in the next one.
So, if I were crash landed on a desert island and I had one CRT television and I had to pick one console to go with that CRT television, it would be a GameCube. And the reason for that is that I can get a Game Boy player and get all the old Pokemon games from my childhood and play them still. Hopefully I've got an internet connection and a camera, so I can at least make these videos for you guys still. I don't know how well this video is going to be received, but we worked super hard on it to get it done. I'm really proud of it because my wife is in one of my videos, and that is something that I'll cherish for the rest of my life.